Mobile gaming is in a great place right now. There are a lot of good games, but also a lot of noise. So for this video, I picked 20 mobile games that really stand out in how they play and how they feel. No filler, no trends, just solid games that are still worth your time. If you're on Android or iOS, these are games you shouldn't miss. We start at number 20 with Spooky Express. This puzzle game comes from Draknek and Friends, a studio known for smart, minimalist design. If you've played Cosmic Express, the core idea will feel familiar, but here everything has a spooky twist. Each level uses a grid where you draw train tracks to move passengers to the right destination. Vampires go into coffins, zombies into underground holes, and humans need to reach the next area. The challenge is that your train usually carries only one passenger, so every move has to be planned carefully. Humans add an extra layer of strategy because they can get scared by spooky creatures and jump out of the train. With limited hints and clever level design, Spooky Express delivers satisfying puzzle moments from start to finish. Number 19 on the list goes to Puzzmo. This game feels less like a casual time killer and more like a short daily workout for your brain. It mixes familiar puzzle ideas with smart twists that keep you thinking instead of just tapping. Puzzmo offers multiple ways to play. In Endless Mode, you're chasing high scores with limited chances, while Adventure Mode takes you through themed areas that slowly raise the difficulty. Each mode focuses on memory, pattern recognition, and making the right move at the right time. What really makes Puzzmo work is its balance. It's easy to jump into for a quick session, but there's enough depth to keep you engaged for longer runs. The visuals stay clean and readable, and the extra features like power-ups and unlockables add variety without distracting from the puzzles themselves. This isn't a basic Match 3 clone. Puzzmo rewards planning ahead, remembering patterns, and staying focused. If you enjoy puzzle games that actually challenge your mind, this one is worth checking out. Coming in at number 18, we have Sonic Rumble. This is Sega's take on a fast, chaotic multiplayer party game, clearly inspired by the Battle Royale formula but redesigned for short mobile sessions. Sonic Rumble throws large groups of players into compact arenas filled with races, survival challenges, and ring collection rounds. The focus isn't pure speed like classic Sonic, but quick reactions, smart movement, and a bit of luck. Matches are short, energetic, and easy to jump into. Most professional reviewers agree that the game shines when it comes to accessibility. It's simple to understand, runs well on mobile, and the colorful, toy-like stages fit the lighthearted town. Playing with friends makes the chaos more fun, and character variety helps keep things fresh early on. However, reviews also point out some weaknesses. The gameplay loop can start to feel repetitive after extended play, and the monetization around cosmetics has been criticized for being too aggressive in a free-to-play game. Overall, Sonic Rumble is a fun, casual multiplayer experience that works best in short bursts. It may not redefine the genre, but for quick, competitive fun with a Sonic flavor, it delivers solid entertainment. Taking the 17th spot is Musume, Pretty Derby. At first glance, the idea sounds strange, but this game has earned strong praise from mobile gaming critics for how deep and polished it actually is. Musume blends racing, character training, and management into a single experience. You don't directly control races. Instead, you train your runner by improving stats, choosing activities, and making strategic decisions that affect performance. Every run plays out differently, which gives the game a roguelite feel. Reviewers often highlight the production quality. The animations are smooth, race presentations are flashy, and the characters are surprisingly well written, even for players who aren't into anime-style games. There's a lot of personality here. That said, critics are also clear about the downsides. Progression is tied to gacha systems for characters and support cards, and free-to-play players may feel the grind over time. Overall, Musume Pretty Derby stands out as a unique and surprisingly deep mobile game. If you enjoy strategy, long-term progression, and character-driven systems, this one offers more depth than it first appears. Taking the 16th spot is Vita Mahjong. This is a classic Mahjong solitaire experience designed specifically for mobile players who want something calm, clear, and easy to settle into. Vita Mahjong focuses on traditional tile-matching gameplay with hundreds of layouts and large, readable tiles that work especially well on phones and tablets. The controls are simple, and features like hints, undo, and shuffle make it accessible without removing the challenge entirely. Most mobile game reviews highlight how relaxing the experience feels. It's the kind of game you can play offline, at your own pace, whether for a few minutes or a longer session. Daily challenges and a steady flow of new boards help keep things fresh without adding unnecessary complexity. That said, reviews also point out the biggest downside: ads. While the core gameplay is smooth and enjoyable, frequent ad interruptions can break the flow, especially during longer play sessions. Overall, Vita Mahjong delivers exactly what it promises: a clean, relaxing Mahjong experience with a strong focus on accessibility. If you're looking for a stress-free puzzle game that still keeps your mind active, this one earns its place on the list.
Taking the 15th spot on the list is Hole.io. At its core, the idea couldn't be simpler. You control a black hole and roam around a city, pulling in whatever fits. You start with small objects like cones and benches, and before you know it, you're swallowing cars, buildings, and half the map. What reviewers often highlight is how quickly the game hooks you. Rounds are fast, the controls are effortless, and watching your hole grow bigger every few seconds is oddly satisfying. It's the kind of game you open for a minute and end up playing longer than planned. The game markets itself as multiplayer, placing you in matches against other holes racing for size. However, many reviews mention that most opponents don't feel like real players, which takes away some of the competitive edge. Over time, repetition and ads become the main downside. The concept doesn't change much, and interruptions can break the momentum during longer sessions. Still, Hole.io knows exactly what it is. It's quick, chaotic, and fun without asking much from you. So I'm curious, was this a game you kept coming back to, or did you drop it after a few runs? Tell me below. Taking the 14th spot is My Talking Tom 2. This is one of the biggest virtual pet games on mobile, and it's built to be easy, colorful, and surprisingly interactive. You're basically raising Tom, feeding him, cleaning him up, putting him to sleep, and keeping him entertained with mini-games and little activities throughout the day. What reviewers usually highlight is how polished the sequel feels. Animations are smoother, there's more variety in what you can do, and the customization is a big part of the fun. Outfits, items, and different ways to personalize Tom's world. It's not a sit for hours type of game, it's designed for quick check-ins, which makes it perfect for casual players and younger audiences. The main downside mentioned in reviews is the monetization. Ads and in-app purchases can pop up often, and the gameplay can feel repetitive if you play long sessions. But if you want a light, friendly game that's easy to enjoy anytime, My Talking Tom 2 earns its place on the list. Sitting at number 13 is Ludo King. This is one of the most recognizable and widely played board games on mobile, turning the classic Ludo experience into a simple but highly social digital format. Ludo King sticks closely to the original rules, which makes it instantly familiar. You roll the dice, move your pieces, and rely on a mix of luck and timing to beat your opponents. That simplicity is exactly why the game works so well on mobile, especially for casual players. Reviews often praise how flexible the game is. You can play online with friends, match up with random players, use local multiplayer on the same device, or even play offline against the computer. Extra modes like Snakes and Ladders help add variety without changing the core experience. The most common criticism is the heavy reliance on luck. Long waits between turns and frequent ads can interrupt the flow. Still, Ludo King succeeds because it's easy to play, social, and nostalgic. If you're looking for a relaxed multiplayer game you can enjoy with anyone, this one absolutely deserves its spot. Landing at number 12 is Subway Surfers. This is one of the most iconic mobile games ever, and according to long-running mobile review sites, its staying power is what really sets it apart. Subway Surfers follows a simple, endless runner setup. You dash through train tracks, dodge obstacles, jump, slide, and collect coins while being chased.
Reviewers consistently point out how responsive the controls feel and how easy it is for anyone to jump in without a learning curve. What keeps the game relevant, even years later, is constant content updates. The rotating city themes, new characters, boards, and seasonal events give players a reason to return. Mobile critics often highlight this as a rare example of a live service game done right on phones. That said, reviews also mention familiar drawbacks. Ads and in-app purchases can interrupt the flow, and progression may feel slower if you don't spend money. Still, when it comes to polish, accessibility, and replay value, Subway Surfers remains a benchmark for mobile runners and absolutely earns its place in the countdown. Taking the 11th spot is Clash Royale. This is one of the most influential competitive games ever released on mobile, blending real-time strategy with card-based battles in fast 3-minute matches. Clash Royale puts you head-to-head against other players, where timing, positioning, and smart deck building matter just as much as reflexes. Reviews consistently praise how easy it is to learn, yet how deep the gameplay becomes once you start mastering card synergies and reading your opponent's moves. Another major strength is longevity. Frequent balance updates, new cards, limited time events, and an active clan system keep the meta evolving. Many mobile critics consider it one of the few games where skill can genuinely carry you far, especially in competitive play. That said, reviews also point out ongoing frustrations. Progression can slow down at higher levels, and free-to-play players may feel pressure from card levels and matchmaking gaps. Monetization is often mentioned as the game's biggest weakness. Even with those issues, Clash Royale remains a benchmark for mobile competition. It's fast, polished, and endlessly strategic, which is why it still earns a strong position in this countdown. Hitting the top 10 is Block Blast, a puzzle game that proves you don't need flashy mechanics to stay addictive. It takes the classic block placing idea and strips it down to something clean, calm, and surprisingly hard to put down. The goal is simple: fit different block shapes onto a grid and clear lines to keep going. There's no countdown clock rushing you and no complicated systems to learn. You're free to slow down, think a few moves ahead, and focus purely on smart placement. What mobile reviewers often appreciate is how welcoming the game feels. You understand it almost instantly, but if you want to score well, you still need planning and good spatial awareness. That makes it work for both casual players and anyone who enjoys relaxed brain games. The downside is familiarity. Over time, the gameplay loop doesn't change much, and odds can interrupt longer sessions unless you remove them. Still, Block Blast does exactly what it sets out to do. It's calm, easy to jump into, and perfect for short breaks when you just want to switch your brain off for a bit. And now that we've reached the top 10, if you're enjoying the list so far, a quick like really helps out the channel. Taking the 9th spot is Kingshot. This one blends fast arcade shooting with idle progression, making it easy to jump in while still feeling rewarding over time. Kingshot focuses on short, action-packed stages, where you clear enemies quickly and collect rewards to upgrade weapons, characters, and abilities. Mobile reviewers often point out how smooth the controls feel and how satisfying the upgrade loop is, especially in the early and mid-game. What helps Kingshot stand out is its pacing. You can play actively when you want, then let progress continue through idle mechanics when you step away. That makes it well-suited for mobile players who prefer quick sessions without losing momentum. Critics do note some drawbacks. Progress can slow down later on, and monetization becomes more noticeable if you want to advance faster. Repetition is also mentioned after extended play, as stages don't change dramatically. Even with those issues, Kingshot delivers solid, accessible fun. If you enjoy light shooters with steady progression and low commitment, this one earns its place in the top 10. Claiming the 8th spot is Roblox. This isn't just a single game, it's a massive platform built around player-created experiences. And that's exactly why it continues to dominate mobile gaming. Roblox gives players access to millions of games made by the community, ranging from simple minigames to surprisingly deep multiplayer experiences. Mobile reviews consistently praise the variety here. No matter what genre you're into, racing, role-playing, simulators, or competitive games, there's always something new to try. Another major strength is the social side.
Playing with friends, customizing avatars, and jumping between different worlds makes Roblox feel more like a digital hangout than a traditional game. Critics often highlight how this social layer keeps players coming back, especially younger audiences. On the downside, reviews also mention uneven quality. Because everything is user-generated, some experiences run poorly on mobile and performance can vary depending on the device. Monetization through Robux and moderation concerns are also common criticisms. Even with those issues, Roblox remains one of the most influential mobile gaming platforms ever made. Its creativity, scale, and constant evolution easily earned it a spot this high in the countdown. Breaking into the top 7 is EA Sports FC Mobile. This is EA's flagship football experience on mobile, and it's built around fast matches, official licenses, and constant live events. EA Sports FC Mobile delivers short, touch-friendly matches that feel smooth and responsive, which is why mobile reviewers often praise how well it fits quick-play sessions. Real clubs, leagues, and players give the game a strong sense of authenticity, especially for football fans who want something familiar on their phone. Another major focus is ultimate team-style progression. Building a squad, completing events, and upgrading players gives the game long-term goals and regular reasons to log in. Critics agree this keeps the experience engaging, especially with frequent updates and seasonal content. However, reviews also point out the main drawback: monetization. Progress can feel slow without spending, and competitive modes may favor players who invest money. Bugs and server issues are also mentioned from time to time. Even with those flaws, EA Sports FC Mobile remains one of the strongest football games on mobile. Its accessibility, licenses, and live content make it a solid choice for both casual and dedicated fans. Charging into the 6th position is Delta Force. This game aims to bring a more serious, tactical shooting experience to mobile, and that's exactly what most professional reviewers highlight. Delta Force focuses on large maps, squad-based combat, and realistic gunplay rather than fast arcade action. Positioning, teamwork, and map awareness matter far more than running and gunning, which helps it stand out from typical mobile shooters. Mobile reviews often praise the scale and ambition. The environments feel open, weapon handling is grounded, and matches encourage slower, more thoughtful play. For players looking for something closer to a console-style shooter on mobile, this approach is a big plus. However, critics also point out that this depth comes with trade-offs. The learning curve is higher than average, and performance can vary depending on your device. Battery drain and optimization issues are mentioned in early reviews, especially on mid-range phones. Overall, Delta Force isn't for everyone, but it fills an important niche. If you want a tactical shooter that rewards patience and teamwork on mobile, it easily earns its place this high in the countdown. Reaching the top 5 is Persona 5: The Phantom X, a mobile spin-off that manages to feel genuinely connected to the Persona 5 universe instead of just borrowing the name. What stands out immediately is how well the game translates Persona's identity to mobile. The turn-based combat works smoothly on touch controls, the menus are sharp and stylish, and the music and visual design instantly give it that familiar Persona atmosphere. Mobile reviewers often point to the production quality as its biggest strength. The characters are well written, the story has real weight, and the presentation feels closer to a console JRPG than something made purely for phones. It's easily one of the most polished RPGs available on mobile. That said, reviews are also clear about the downside. Gacha mechanics and time-gated systems can slow progress, and longer play sessions are often restricted unless you're willing to invest extra time or money. Even with those limitations, Persona 5: The Phantom X delivers a rare, story-focused RPG experience on mobile. And I'm curious, do you think Persona-style games work better on mobile, or do they really belong on console? Let me know what you think. Also, if you enjoy in-depth mobile game breakdowns like this, consider subscribing. More lists like this are on the way. Holding the 4th spot is Last War: Survival. This game mixes strategy, survival, and idle mechanics into a fast-paced experience that's built to keep you coming back. Last War Survival centers around short combat encounters, base upgrades, and constant progression. Mobile reviews often point out how quickly the game pulls you in, with frequent rewards, upgrades, and events that make progress feel steady, especially in the early stages. What stands out most in professional reviews is how accessible it is. The controls are simple, the systems are easy to understand, and the blend of action moments with idle progression makes it easy to play in short sessions throughout the day. However, critics also note familiar issues. As you push further, difficulty spikes and monetization become more noticeable. Progress can slow without spending, and repetition can set in during longer play sessions. Even with those drawbacks, Last War Survival succeeds at what it aims to do. It's addictive, easy to pick up, and constantly feeds you goals. For players who enjoy progression-driven survival games on mobile, it earns a strong place in the top 4.
Storming into the top 3 is Destiny Rising. This is one of the most ambitious shooters ever built specifically for mobile, and that ambition is exactly what reviewers focus on. Destiny Rising brings the core Destiny experience to phones with polished gunplay, sci-fi abilities, and structured PvE missions. Mobile critics often praise how well shooting feels on touch controls, with responsive movement and satisfying weapons that don't feel simplified. Another big highlight is presentation. The visuals, sound design, and overall atmosphere feel closer to a console game than a typical mobile title. Cooperative missions and progression systems give players long-term goals, making it more than just a quick pick-up-and-play shooter. That ambition does come with trade-offs. Reviews mention high hardware demands, battery drain, and large download sizes. Monetization and live service balance are also common concerns, especially for long-term play. Even with those issues, Destiny Rising stands out as a premium mobile shooter experience. For players who want depth, scale, and a true sci-fi action feel on mobile, it absolutely deserves a place in the top 3. Sliding into the runner-up position at number 2 is Wuthering Waves. This is one of the most visually impressive and combat-focused RPGs ever released on mobile, and that's exactly what professional reviewers highlight first. Wuthering Waves delivers fast, fluid action combat built around dodging, counters, and precise timing. Mobile critics often praise how responsive the controls feel and how rewarding fights are once you master the mechanics. It's not a button masher, skill actually matters here. The open world is another major strength. Reviews point to detailed environments, strong atmosphere, and a soundtrack that adds weight to exploration. For a mobile game, the scale and presentation feel surprisingly close to a console experience. That ambition does come with drawbacks. Performance can vary by device, and battery drain is a common complaint. Reviewers also mention gacha systems and progression limits as potential turnoffs for some players. Even with those issues, Wuthering Waves stands out as a premium mobile action RPG. For players looking for high-skill combat and a large, immersive world on their phone, it fully earns the number 2 spot.
Sitting alone at the top is Honor of Kings, and at this point, it's more than just a game. It's the standard that competitive mobile MOBAs are measured against. What immediately sets it apart is how refined everything feels. Matches are fast but readable, controls are clearly designed with touchscreens in mind, and team fights stay clear even when the action gets intense. Reviewers consistently point out how rare it is to find a mobile MOBA that feels this smooth without oversimplifying the gameplay. Its long-term strength comes from consistency. Regular balance updates, a huge and varied hero roster, and carefully designed maps keep the meta evolving. On top of that, the ranked system and esports support give competitive players real goals to chase.